Alright, welcome to my first Let's Play of the Old Big Bro. My goal here, as expected, is to be focusing on, what I recall, the nostalgia, that kind of a thing. And it will be kind of a thorough playthrough. I don't know if we'll show everything, but I do want to start with letting this roll for a bit before getting into the game, as it does explore some of the lore. Long ago, in the beautiful kingdom of Hyrule, surrounded by mountains and forests, legends told of an omnipotent and omniscient golden power that resided in a hidden land. I can't push any buttons to make this go faster, because it'll interrupt things, so please be patient. Many people aggressively sought to enter the hidden golden land, but no one ever returned. One day, evil power began to flow from the golden land. So the king commanded 7 wise men to seal the gates to the land of the golden power. That seal should have remained for all time. But when these events were obscured by the mists of time and became legend, zooming in on Hyrule Castle. A mysterious wizard known as Aghanim came to Hyrule to release the seal. He eliminated the good king of Hyrule. I was wondering why the king looked like a skull there. A little strange. Through evil magic, he began to make descendants of the 7 wise men vanish, one after another. It's like flashing warning. I guess I should have said something. Oh well. And the time of destiny for Princess Zelda is drawing near. So now we'll press the start button, get into a thing. I believe this is a completely new... Let's get into it. Yes. So we begin at night in this home, and the 2 occupants hear a voice. Help me. Please help me. I am a prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda. The wizard Aghanim has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Aghanim has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal. I am in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. Link, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Don't leave the house. And there he goes. He's actually your uncle. And we're going to completely disobey him and jump out of bed. First, we're going to get this treasure chest. It has the lamp. You've got the lamp. Now you can light torches and see your way in darkness. The pots up there just came hard, so we don't really need them right now. So here we are. The very beginning, it's raining, and we don't have really access to a whole lot. The lamp does use magic power. We don't have any magic power, as you can see in that bar at the top left, but we can pick up things. That'll be important here in a minute. We really can't travel around much. We've got some guards here. They're not going to let us pass. They kind of talk to us about how, hey kid, you should just go back to bed. What are you doing up this late, kid? You can stay up when you're grown up. Now go home. I don't want to go home. I want to be a rebellious kid. I'm going on an adventure. Wandering around. I don't think there's much over here either. I think there's a couple more guards. Yeah. Come up here. Yeah, a lot of stuff we just can't really have access to, so. But what we can do is head up north to Hyrule Castle, which is somehow in our backyard. We'll not think about that too much. But yeah, this is the opening. Very classic, very legendary, very, very, very familiar to me, as I've played this game many times through. If you went long enough, Princess Zelda will give you more hints about coming over here to this bush. Yeah, here we are. Help me, I'm in the dungeon of the castle. I know there is a hidden path from outside of the castle to the garden inside. And that's supposed to lift this bush up, find this hole, and drop in. Oh, it's our uncle. What's happened? Link, I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield and listen. You can focus power in the blade by holding the B button. What's a B button? Don't think too hard about it. Then release it using the secret technique handed down by our people. Link, you can do it. Save the princess. Zelda is your... And so we get a sword and shield. Now we can swing it and do some damage. For what it's worth, he's not dead. You can't talk to him, though. But, yeah, we'll come back later at the very end. But, yeah, now we're ready to begin. The technique he's talking about is where if I swing the sword and hold it out, the sparkle will reach the tip, and when I let go, I get a swing attack. This ends up being super useful, except outside of a handful of circumstances, so you'll mostly just see me swing the sword normally. So combat in Legend of Zelda is very much about spacing, at least in this particular game. Each Zelda game always, shakes up the mechanics. But those are some monsters to help you get used to some things, learn how to swing your sword. Some pots have some magic. Here's a chest with some money. Because now we have magic, we can use the lamp to light things up a little. But yeah, now we're into the game proper and we're off to save Zelda. There's some bushes here we need to cut, get them out of our way. And we got a couple more fools out here. This one, because he has a longer sword, is going to be much more active. Ah! Let him get too close. And so you can see that I can use my sword to kind of knock him aside. Ah! Yeah, that didn't go well. But yeah, keeping space between you and the enemies is very important, and so that's the thing you're going to learn about, when you play this game. It's something I've internalized by playing this game so many times over. We're now in the throne room, and we got more friends, and we can just avoid them. The short ones just kind of wander about, don't really do a whole lot. There's two paths, one that goes left, one that goes right. I've always gone the left way, I don't know why I've ever chosen to go that way. It just ends up being the one I'm most familiar with. But yeah, we're going to go to the left here. We're going to ignore that guy up there. We're going to go down this hall. This hall has a bunch of baddies in it, so we'll have to be careful here. Yep, here he comes. You'll notice I'm trying to stay away from the sword side, because that's his more vulnerable side. I can just swing my sword at him, as you can see. So, some more pots. I think they just have health. Don't need health at the moment. But we finally get to the staircase. And so, yeah, there's another path over here to the right. Leads to that door. I don't know why I always go left. It's just done it every single time I've played it. So, blue ones have more health than the green ones. This guy will take 3 hits to defeat. And he's going to see me and attack. And once again, I'm staying away from the sword side, attacking from the other side in order to defeat him. So, get the key, open the chest, get a map. We don't really need the map for this particular dungeon. But you can press X, take a look around at, some of the levels of Hyrule Castle. But in reality, I don't look at the map very much these days because I've pretty much memorized this game. Consequence of having played it many times. So, you can go down these stairs, you can just jump down and poke. There he goes. This part's kind of peculiar, is it kind of gives you this sort of pseudo-stealth section where you can just kind of make people disappear by pushing them off cliffs. I'm not quite sure what the idea was with the design of this dungeon, but yeah, having, perilous endless pits next to your prison quarters, just seems like a really bad idea. This guy's a little harder to stealth around, so let's try and get good position on him. See if I can get my angle again, where he becomes pretty much trivial. So, we'll take that even though I don't need it. Anything here? More health. Goodbye. So now we're done with this section, and we'll move on to the next, which has a bit more stealth. Come over here, sneak past to this guy when he's not looking, and this guy when he's not looking, and we'll go into this room. Small room, 1 enemy, not a big deal. Again, get my position on the diagonal, away from the sword, and I'm good. Same thing here. We got a friend here, but, as long as I can get the angle, not a big deal. Now the key. This chest contains the boomerang. You've got the boomerang. Give it a try. To select an item, press the start button. So we press the start button, we get ability to choose. We'll switch to the boomerang for now. In this game, the boomerang really doesn't do any damage, but it's very good for stunning opponents, and we'll see that here in a minute when we get to the boss. Also, this section has always kind of confused me. You look at this and like, okay, I go upstairs to this door that then has downstairs right after. It just seems really strange. I'm not quite sure what the game devs were thinking, particularly with that one. Maybe to show that stairs can kind of go that way as well. Maybe, I don't know. Because stairs get introduced fairly early off in the game. So, all right, let's actually try this boomerang out. And as you can see, he's frozen after being hit with it, but it doesn't do anything else. So I try and hit him again, it just kind of clinks off of him. So we're hit him twice with the sword, and he's gone. And now that we've shown that, we have this guy. This guy's kind of scary because he's got this big old ball and chain that covers a lot of areas. So we can hit him with the boomerang, swipe at him a couple of times. Boomerang, swipe. just repeat this pattern. And as you can see, again, spacing is what matters. You have to be kind of in the right space. Now, I don't necessarily need to use the boomerang to hit him. You know, you're fast enough that you can kind of get out of the way after his hit, but, you know, again, just understanding that space and being able to move in and move out as needed is very much part of the combat of this game, so. Big key! You got the big key. This is the master key of the dungeon. It can open many locks that small keys cannot, like this one. And we finally see Princess Zelda. Thank you, Link. I had a feeling you were getting close. Link, listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Do you understand? Yes. Alright, let's get out of here before the wizard notices. I know a secret path, but first we have to go to the first floor. Let's go. So there's a chest here. If you don't pick up the lamp back in your house, it will be in this chest, but because we did, it gives us some money, which is nice. Now time to make our way out. This part should actually be pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot happens here because there is kind of this path that makes it easy to get back. So, and when you've cleared out the monsters in a room, they generally stay cleared out for a while. I'm not quite sure exactly what the rules are, but it's been far too recent for anything to have shown up here. So those guys are still there because I didn't do anything to them. But we've got this path up here that we can use that they can't see. And so we'll just kind of mosey along up here, which is very, very convenient because it also means the way path... Yeah, see, those guys are back, as you can see. So after a couple of, you know, rooms, I think they respawn. So, but as you can see, this path made it very easy to come back. We can push him off the cliff again. And it's very interesting to see everything freeze when you go up the staircase, but it's part of the rules, I guess. So we can avoid him, don't necessarily have to kill him. And once again, we're going to head to the left here. I think the room will be full again because it's been long enough, so these enemies will have respawned. Yeah, the green guy has come back, so... Oh no, you're trying to escape with Princess Zelda. I should prevent you from doing that. Too bad. So once again, we make our way here, and Zelda's going to have something to say once I get through this door. There's a secret passage in the throne room that leads to Sanctuary. I'm sure the old man there will help us. So we have to come up here to the throne room. There's going to be a couple of guards here that we will completely ignore. The one of them is going to get angry at us. It's the one on the right. Every single time. Don't know why it is that way. The left one just never seems to notice. That ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside, and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go. Help me push it from the left. So we come over here. She's going to join us, and we just kind of push it out of the way to reveal a secret door. So now we get into the kind of dark section, which makes the lamp so vital. As you can see, we only get like so much of the screen. Ah, there's a rat. Kill the rat. Get some money. Not quite sure how the rat was carrying money, but, you know, don't think too hard about it. Now, we do have these lanterns. So I'm not quite... pedestals, lights, lamps. I'm not quite sure what to call them, but lighting them up will kind of dimly lit the room. And the more you light up, the lighter things get. So this ends up being kind of helpful. Able to see monsters coming, that kind of a thing. So, but as you can see, they only last for so long. That dim there kind of made things darker again. So this room's a bit of a challenge because it's full of snakes. What's interesting about these snakes is that they will go faster if they happen to be kind of on the same row or line as you. Ah, I'm not doing well with my spacing. Ah, and see, and it went dark again. So that's kind of a throwback to the first Zelda game with the ropers, where they go faster. And we got a couple more here. Nothing wrong with swinging the sword a whole lot to get some space. Ah, ooh, that was not good. There we go. Move over here, some bats. Another one of these lamps. I'm sure there's a word for them, like sconce or something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Treasure chest. This will have the key. Allow us to go through that locked door up here. After passing through these sewers, we will be very close to Sanctuary. Let's be careful. Now, one thing that's interesting about this section is that staying in the water is usually the safe thing to do because the monsters don't really go into the water. As you can see, the rats are just kind of circling around on the land. Light that up, get a little more light going on here. Yeah, that rat there, he's completely trapped. We can just ignore him. So, carry on through to the other room. I'm not sure if the light will transfer. It will not. Okay. A couple of pots here. We're going to stay on the land here for a minute because there's a rat there. I think another one right there. Oh, I missed him. There we go. So there's one of these sconces. That lights things up a little. There's a door up there. That's the way we want to go. Bats are a little tricky, but they tend to go in a circle, so they're kind of predictable. And now we have this room. A couple of bats. A couple of rats. A locked door. Yeah, that's money. One of these rats has the key. I'm not quite sure if the rat swallowed it, what the deal is, but that's definitely one of the things you learn fairly early on, is the idea that monsters will often have the things you need in order to progress. Except bats. Bats rarely seem to have anything. More of a normal lit room, which is nice, I guess. Those walls over there with the crack are actually bombable, but unfortunately you don't get bombs this early in the game. So if you ever want to get back to here, you have to kind of find your way back. There's a shortcut back here, but unfortunately the things behind those bombed walls are really not much. And so it's more of just a, oh, that's a neat little thing, rather than anything that's particularly valuable. Oh, rats everywhere. We'll ignore them. Go into this room. Sanctuary is just beyond that door. Pull the switch over there. Of course, she doesn't identify which switch. But by walking over to this one, thank you, she'll tell us what to do. You have to pull the lever to open the door. Press the A button and hold down on the control pad. That's the control pad. Don't worry about it. And we go through the door and have finished the escape section. Princess Zelda, you are safe. Is this your doing, Link? Yes, it was Link who helped me escape from the dungeon. When I was captive, the wizard said, once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men, will be open. Link, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the 7 wise men, evil power will overwhelm this land. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can. I sense that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. It is said that the village elder is a descendant of one of the 7 wise men. Maybe he can tell you more. I'll mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I am certain that the castle soldiers will be looking for you now. I'll hide the Princess Zelda here. Don't worry. Seek the elder. Do you understand? Yes. So unfortunately we can't get this test unless we walk around. You found a heart container. Your heart level increased. So as you can see, that increases my heart meter, and that's very, very helpful. We're going to want to get as many of those as we can. Bosses usually drop them, but you can collect pieces of heart to get the rest. So now we have begun the game, and we are off. If we go to our map, you can see that there's an X over there on the left. We'll be heading over in that direction to see if we can find someone who knows more about the Master Sword. Well, there are some guys that are going to chase after us. We are actually faster than them, and so we can just kind of run away. No big deal. There are some signs here. These signs pretty much all say the same thing. Sometimes it's directions. Sometimes it's, you know, pointing you out as a terrible villain who has kidnapped the princess. Come here. Wanted. This is the criminal who kidnapped Zelda. Call a soldier if you see him. Actually, there are a couple of villagers who will do that, so we do have to be careful. But coming in here to this house, we will see this old woman. Oh, it's you, Link. What can I do for you, young man? The elder? Oh, no one has seen him since the wizard began collecting victims. What? Master Sword? Well, I don't remember the details exactly, but long ago a prosperous people known as the Hylia inhabited this land. Legends tell of many treasures that the Hylia hid throughout the land. The Master Sword, a mighty blade forged against those with evil hearts, is one of them. People say that now it is sleeping deep in the forest. Do you understand the legend? Yes. Anyway, look for the elder. There must be someone in the village who knows where he is. You take care now, Link. So, unfortunately, she doesn't give you, like, any other directions. For what it's worth, you actually can't go into the forest, but you actually can't pull the sword out. The forest is up here to the top left, but you can't pull the sword out, and so you have to do a bunch of other quests and stuff. So, at this point, though, the next section of the game is pretty much dedicated to trying to collect a bunch of gear and useful items. So at least that's what I do at this point. So we're going to drop down this hole, and this chest is going to give us bombs. So we need to go to our menu, switch to the bombs, and that is a barely visible crack. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. Bam. Going in will reveal a bunch of treasure. Pots will have money and some hearts, and this is a piece of heart. You found a piece of heart. Yeah, once we get 4 of those, that will become a new heart. I can't remember exactly how many pieces there are. I want to say like 16, maybe 12. Multiple of 4 anyway, so. But here we have a bunch more money, and this is actually going to be super important because there is something we do need to buy here. And And with 140, we should have more than enough. So I'm going to be kind of going procedurally across town. Next is actually this place. This place ends up being kind of like an Easter egg to the future. We're going to talk to this guy in here and see what he has to say. Yo, Link, this house used to be a hideout for a gang of thieves. What was the leader's name? Oh yeah, his name was Blind, and he hated bright light a lot. And he kind of turns his head. Oh, he turned his head the wrong way. Kind of weird, maybe because I was on the other side of him. But that ends up being a clue to a much later dungeon, which we won't get to for quite some time. So there's another crack in the wall. We'll go ahead and blow that up. In the meantime, we're going to deal with these chests. Now, for what it's worth, this particular puzzle is not hard, but if you do screw up, I think you can go up then down the stairs and it should reset it. But these chests just have a bunch of money, and there's a way to get everything in one go without screwing up. So, lots of money. Useful money. Especially considering that we're going to need about 500 of them fairly soon. Ah, another piece of art. Now we got halfway. Head on out of this old thieves' hangout. And come down here to this guy, just kind of selling bots. And guess what? We're going to want one. You, sir, have you been going through life without one of my hold-anything bottles? Well, step right up and make your life complete. I've got one on sale now for the low price of 100 rupees. What do you say, interested? Yeah, I'll take one. Goodbye, thanks a lot. Now hold it above your head for the whole world to see, okay? It's good for business. This is a magic bottle. It can store an item inside and then use it later. You can store an item inside and then use it for later. These end up being really useful for potions and stuff along those lines. So that's a woman who's out to catch us, and we don't want to deal with her. So right now we're actually going to come down to this house because, believe it or not, it's bombable. This ends up being kind of a quirky little shed. It's got some mice in it, but the important thing is that it gives you bombs for free. And there's a store here in town, and you can buy bombs, but this is just so much more convenient to just come in here, get some free bombs, and not have to pay any money. So I'm actually coming here a second time. The rats will respawn, but that's okay. They're not terribly difficult. Oop. Ah! Oh, nope, didn't work there. Wasn't paying attention. Oop. There we go. I think this one's empty. There's nothing in that one. Yeah. Alright, we got enough bombs for now. We can hold a maximum of 8. We can increase that maximum later, but it's not really that important. 10's really more than enough for the whole game. Uh-oh, there's the cuckoos. We better leave them alone. Here's this kid, though. Oh, sorry. Hi, Link! Elder, are you talking about the grandpa? Okay, but don't tell any of the bad people about this. He's hiding in the palace past the castle. I'll mark the spot on your map. Here you are. So if we go to the map, you can see that he's moved all the way over there to the other side of the map. So we're going to have to trek our way over there at some point. However, we still have some things we need to do in town. This is the shop. We're not going to go there. This guy runs away from us. Not quite sure what his deal is, but that's just what he does. There's an old lady. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Link, the rumors say you kidnapped the princess, but I still trust you. That's good to know. We're going to go into her house, though, and just kind of blow stuff up. Because that's what, you know, good adventuring boys do. Why? Because there's a chest in here, I think with money, if I remember right. Oh, arrows. Give me a minute here. Alright. Now we come to this house. This house has a kid in it who's been laid up. Let's see what he has to say. I can't go out because I'm sick. Cough, cough. People say I caught this cold from the evil air that is coming down off the mountain. Sniff, sniff. This is my bug-catching net. I'll use it when I'm better, but for now I'll lend it to you. I admit I don't use this very much, but we're borrowing the bug-catcher net. There may be some other things you can catch with it, too. Fairies end up being kind of the big one, and they end up being kind of useful early on, but once you start getting enough money to regularly go to the potion shops, it stops being kind of as important. Though it is very helpful in case you accidentally die, because having a fairy in a bottle will actually revive you. We're in this kind of tavern bar place, and there's a couple of people you can talk to in the front, but in the back there's a treasure chest. We got another magic bottle. So, that's 2 of them. There are actually 4 in the game. And the first 3 are actually relatively easy to collect. So, for now, I don't think there's really much else we can do here. So what we're going to do is, let's actually look at the map for a second. Which way do I want to go? Yeah, we'll go this way. There's some stuff to look at. Yeah. So first we're going to come over here. And can I sneak around the end? Nope, I can't. We're going to go this way then. I know I could go around and up those stairs, but I don't know. In here is the library. Now, unfortunately, we can't really read any of the books in the library on our own. But there's this one on top that seems rather conspicuous. So we can't do anything about this quite yet, but we'll be coming back here relatively soon. Next, however, is this section over here. Got a guy here, and on his left is this kind of broken wall, so we're going to plant a bomb here and then have a chat. Yeah, Link, now I'm quarreling with my brother, younger brother. I sealed the door to his room. Well, I just unsealed it. So the door is open again. Okay, maybe I should make up with my brother. Come over here, have a chat with him. Hey, Link, did you come from my older brother's room? Is he still angry? I'm pretty sure it was obvious that it came from the older brother's room, but, you know, whatever. So this is actually a bit of a minigame. If I talk to her, I'll need to go real fast, so here we go. If you can reach the goal within 15 seconds, we'll give you something good. Ready, set, go! Oh, I don't have the boots. I forgot. I think this is the fastest way. Come over here, drop down here. What's our time? 11 seconds. We're qualified. Congratulations. I present you with a piece of heart. So that gives us a third one, which is very, very nice. So, now we're going to head over this way. Like I said, I've played this game so many times, I feel like I know the routes and the paths and the maps, kind of like the back of my hand, so. We got a guy here, he wants our attention. We're just going to kind of get him out of our way. And there's another one. Let's switch to our boomerang for a minute. Not necessarily because we needed to defeat him. Again, getting the angle away from the sword makes that pretty trivial. Up there's the Haunted Woods. There's a bit of a cutscene there where a boy will play some pipes and then disappear, but I'm not going to focus on that right now because it's just kind of not relevant. And then we see a guy with actual bow and arrow. But as you can see, my shield is good enough to stop him, so he's just kind of sneaking around those bushes. We'll just kind of ignore him. We need to head this way, get back across to the other side of the map like that kid told us. We're going to face a couple more guys here. But what we'll be ending up to is a place called the Eastern Ruins. I guess this elder has decided that this is the place to hide, so we'll be heading out to him. Gotta cross this bridge though, deal with some folks. Gotta be careful here, make sure I block the arrows with my shield, and then we can just ignore him. Charging around, going from map to map like it's no big deal. Alright, here is the Eastern Ruins. We got some new monsters. These are Octoroks. They're kind of a problem, mostly because they tend to move pretty quickly. But they tend to stop and start as well, so as long as you're paying attention, it's not a problem. Here's where the Elder is. Let's see what he has to say. I am indeed Sahasrahla, the village elder and a descendant of the 7 wise men. Oh, really? Link, I am surprised a young man like you is searching for the Sword of Evil's Bane. Not just anyone can use that weapon. Legends say only the hero who has won the 3 pendants can wield the sword. Do you really want to find it? Yeah! Oh, I like how the options were yeah and of course. Not like much of a choice there. Good. As a test, you can retrieve the pendant of... Can you retrieve the pendant of courage from the East Palace? If you bring it here, I will tell you more of the legend and give you a magical artifact. Now, go forward to the palace. Okay, but first we're going to kind of like raid your treasury. Apparently he's got this thing back here with a broken wall. I don't know if he ever talks about it. I don't think he does. But there's stuff back here. I think it's like mostly bombs and money. Yeah, there's 50. There's some bombs. And some more money. So Sahasrahla is kind of like your mentor, and one of the things you will learn is he has a lot of good advice that he will give you throughout the game. However, he kind of does it through these like weird little touch plates. So, first we have to deal with this statue. When you get close, he kind of activates and starts stomping towards you. However, pretty safe, pretty predictable. 4 hits, and he's done. We're going to come down here to another statue. Activate him. It's all about patience with this game. You have to make sure you're standing a good ways away, and moving around stuff. Here's another one. Oh dear, he's going to come at us. this is the Eastern Palace. Before we go in, I think I'll go ahead and call this episode done for now. I want to thank you all for watching and to keep an eye on the channel and see the stuff that I continue to do in the future. But for now, I think I will be focusing on Legend of Zelda and kind of going back over this game and having a little nostalgia for it. So until then, take care.